Welcome back. It is 11:34 a.m. This is the Mid Morning Show, and we're now going to talk with founder of Ballet Dance Academy. They're based in Tembisa, and that, of course, is you, Mbalenhle Mkhatshwa. I hope I've said that correctly.
Yes, that's right. So it's Mbalenhle Mkhatshwa.
Mkhatshwa.
Yes, that's
Mkhatshwa.
correct. Mkhatshwa.
Hey, I got that right. Lovely to have you here. Very good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolute pleasure. I'm so amazed by hearing about your initiative. And I kind of wondered, what was it that inspired you to bring ballet into township spaces? And how have the children responded to an art form that even as I was growing up, viewed it as totally inaccessible for Black and brown people
Mhm,
and very exclusive, the domain of white people only?
mhm. So I think everything just goes back to how I started with ballet. I was introduced to ballet when I was only 5 years old, and I don't even think mom knew exactly what it was, but I was enrolled into a ballet class, and the class was filled, like you're saying, with just white children. And I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much, actually. But there was a certain time when I had to stop dancing, and now I had to remember back to saying I had to travel all that way to access ballet. And when I was old enough to ask again to just go back to the art form, I realized that children from the township that I grew up in were not even in that class. So when I started in ballet, I had this vision that we didn't need to actually take the children from the township into spaces where they could find this ballet, but we could bring it to them so that we could have it accessible within the community. So the main big picture when I started in ballet was just making it very accessible to a child that belonged in a township or that stayed in a township, so that they wouldn't have to either travel that far in order to get ballet training, and it would just be in their environment, because there isn't really.
So, would you say this is the first time an initiative like this has been introduced in a township throughout South Africa? And also, when you start introducing it to the children, do you introduce it as an art form or as a sport form? And how are boy children viewing ballet lessons and ballet dancing?
I think just to start with where the questions that you've asked first. So the children are introduced to it as an art form. It's not necessarily a sport. We do teach it as it is. So it is an art form. Ballet is mostly an art form. It is considered a sport, but I think mainly it is considered an art form. So we teach ballet, and we allow these children to understand the training and know where it is that they're going with their training. And then the response from the children themselves, they love it. I think it's honestly beautiful to see how they wouldn't even have known what ballet is or explained what ballet is, but they love to do it. And I'm so sorry, but you've asked, I think, four questions in one. Can you please just repeat for me the last
I'm
question?
thinking about boy children
The
in the
boy
township.
children.
How are they viewing ballet lessons or ballet classes or an art form that's being introduced right across the board to boys and girls?
A lot of children have actually wanted to do ballet as boys. However, there is a big stereotype around it that ballet is mainly for girls. So, with response to that, I do have male children who do want to dance, but because of the ignorant side of people not knowing that ballet can either be for boys or for girls. I would be lying if I said I have a lot of boys in my studio. I don't have a lot, but the few that I have, really enjoy the art form. They really love to dance. And seeing them at such a young age, showing the love that they have for dancing, I think is just so beautiful. They really love it. And the parents are starting to open up a little bit because it's not just a matter of me teaching the dance form to the child. The parent is also involved in it. And I think that's also, it could be a hindering factor because some parents are really against the boy child dancing.
So we know ballet is a very niche market as far as art is concerned, not only in South Africa, but all around the world. It's really, really niche. And of course, when we say that if someone is truly passionate about it and wants to make a career or a profession out of it, we know how difficult it is to get into that space. And it doesn't matter from how early an age you've been dancing or been involved in this art form. What sort of advice do you give these children? And for children who kind of come to you and say that I want to become a professional, what are the realities that you share with them?
Honestly, for a very long time, I've actually said with this truth, ballet is often seen as this very vast but very privileged sport or art form. So, when it comes to training a child to become a professional, I wouldn't be the person that would necessarily take the child and make them a professional, maybe let's say over a year. But I do have some people that are helping me to make that a reality for other children as well. So, for example, now I am working together with Mzansi Ballet. They are a dance company. And also, I am working with DASA, which allows me to track their progress. So, the most that I can do is honestly bring that child through these examinations, so let them do examinations in ballet so that they can track their progress. And once we get to a certain level, then ask the people at Mzansi Ballet, because they're already a company that works with professionals, what the next step would be with this child, or even allow this child to train with the professionals and see where their path could lead. Because honestly speaking, to say that I can make someone a professional or make a ballet dancer a professional would honestly be me just putting myself out there. But as a lie, it is difficult. And the reality is that you need to work really hard. And even if you don't get to become a professional, as long as it's something that you love, we are willing to support you and take you through it and take you through the necessary steps for it.
So, what is your vision and mission regarding your ballet studio? I presume it's the first of its kind in a township setting. Um, how do you then go, you know, how are you going to commit to grow and bring this as a reality, a real art form to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of township children?
So I, in the future, but very near future, I'd like to see Mballet as its own ballet company, not just an academy that trains these young individuals. I would like for ballet to grow into a dance company. And in it becoming a dance company, we would have grown into a point where we can now start saying that we are creating professionals that are going to work in the art form to create an income for themselves. Because entirely being a performer and being able to make an income from your art form is what then would be considered being a professional. So when I look at Mbale, I want to bring it to a point where it becomes a professional ballet company, and it allows these young individuals to make something out of it. So for the community, I want them to see that the talent already exists, the talent is already there. It's just a matter of um making sure that every child gets access to it and we have the same opportunities as other children do.
Okay, it is 11:43. Let's go for an ad break. When we come back, we'll talk some more with you regarding your very brave initiative, and that is your academy, which is called Mballet.
Listen to something fresh. Listen to Salam Media.
Discover the Africa of your dreams and surround yourself with her spectacular beauty. Relax beneath her serene sunsets and explore wildlife at its natural best. It's where the pride of Africa comes together. The Kwantu Private Game Reserve. Get to know the Big Five or cruise on an elephant safari game drive. Interact with lion and tiger cubs and enjoy world-class halal cuisine while we pamper you during your 5-star stay. Indulge in the true African experience. For reservations, call now on 042 203 1400 or visit kwantu.co.za. The Kwantu Private Game Reserve, the place of gathering.
Across Sudan, starvation is tightening its grip. With rising food prices and widespread malnutrition, 8.7 million people are now facing emergency or famine-level hunger. As the conflict intensifies and aid routes narrow, families in Sudan are running out of options and time. The Al Imdad Foundation is delivering life-saving humanitarian aid to those most at risk. Stand with Sudan. Donate online at alimdad.com or call 0861 786 243 for more information.
World-class financial services only at Sapphire Global, your financial partner. If you are looking for Islamic Sharia and ethical financial products, look no further. Sapphire Global offers a wide range of financial service offerings from short-term to life and investments. A full-service center with all financial requirements under one brand. Our highly skilled and experienced consultants are ready to help protect your financial future. Contact us on 041 001 0184 or visit our website on www.sapphireglobalfs.com. Sapphire Global is an authorized financial services provider.
Gaza needs your support more than ever. Homes have been shattered and families have lost everything. With your support, our teams are delivering clean water tankers, feeding the hungry, and assisting orphans who have no one left. Let us give Gaza whatever help we can. African Muslims Agency, empowering, educating, inspiring.
Breaking stereotypes, moving boundaries, joining hands. Salam Media. Humanity sets the agenda.
Welcome back. It's exactly 11:47. I'm speaking with a very brave and insightful and visionary young woman, a young woman with much, much vision. She's from the Township, Tembisa, to be accurate. And she is Mbalenhle, Mkhatshwa, and the founder of Mballet Dance Academy based in Tembisa. And I'm kind of wondering, Mbalenhle, when you first brought this idea to the townships, and you spoke to friends and family and people who know who you are and what you're all about, did they think that this would work, that this was workable, that it would be embraced by township youngsters? Did they think at all that you might just be chasing a pipe dream?
I think when I started with the program, it was mainly just a lot of questions from my family about whether I was sure about what I was doing and if I knew what I was doing. And the public, so the people outside of family, they were very curious about it, but it just seemed like one of those things that you're just doing again just for fun, and I took it very seriously from when I just started with it. So initially it was not taken as seriously, I'm not even gonna lie to you.
So, how long are you running Mballet? And I like
All
that
right.
you've called it Mballet because your name and your surname starts with an M. So,
It's
great
actually
thinking there.
it's actually Ballet Dance Academy, so it's my name and ballet put together.
Wow.
So yes, but
Mbaleng.
yes, Ballet
Okay.
Dance Academy.
Oh, okay. Very, very African, I must say.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, so you had asked a question. Please, can you rephrase
Yes.
it for me?
How long is it that you're in
How long?
operation?
So
And
we,
are you happy with where you're at right now?
okay, so we started in Ballet Dance Academy in 2023. At that
Okay.
time, I was actually in a gap year. I had just finished my matric. And with where we are now, I am actually quite happy with how the academy has grown and how the children have also grown. Because looking back to when we started and what they're doing now, it's two completely different worlds. So I'm very happy with where they are and where we're going.
And are you running the solo, or do you
Yes.
have a support from other friends or other people from ballet circles that assist you?
So I am fully running the studio on my own with an assistant. And outside of the collaboration that I have with the Mzansi Ballet, there's no other third parties or anyone that's involved within the studio. So it's just me and an assistant that are fully running the studio.
So, whenever we want to get our children involved in the arts or in sport, as parents, I think uppermost in our minds is what is my child going to benefit or learn from this art form or this sporting code? And what we want is to see the child growing in confidence, the child is disciplined, a child who understands how to interact with other people. So it's about socialization skills as well. How do you believe ballet then fits that bill or ticks all those boxes?
So I think because ballet is deeply rooted in just discipline, um, discipline and working hard are at the core of ballet. I think that children, as soon as they start understanding what they're doing within the art form, so as soon as they understand that when they're dancing, they apply these principles of working hard, they're disciplined, their mindset changes. And I think I've seen this even with young children. They understand that coming into a ballet class is not just for them to just have fun and because it's what they love. They understand that they want to get to a certain level. So I think taking that into the real world has definitely helped many of my dancers and many of the children that I have taught that they see themselves as capable. So when they put in the hard work and they're disciplined enough to learn the work and progress into the next grade, they see that they themselves are doing the work in order for them to move on. And I think it just brings a sense of capability to them, and it shows that their talents and their hard work are are deserving of the opportunities that they get, and they're deserving of how good they're getting as well. So I think those elements do contribute to the children feeling a sense of capability in themselves.
So for the young girls, it's not only about looking cute in a tutu and ballet pumps. It's about all the hard work and discipline that goes in as well. And are there very specific physical exercises that, an exercise regime that you take them through and that they have to subscribe to for as long as they are involved in ballet?
Well, they are, but they're not necessarily forced onto the child. So the most I can do honestly is teach it and give advice as well. So for instance, I do recommend that all of my dancers at least stretch before they sleep. But it's not necessarily true for everyone because also during the week they have other commitments like school or other sports commitments that they have, and maybe ballet does not take priority then. But when we are within the dance space, when we are within the class, there's definitely specific things that need to be done at specific times of their classes that I enforce in the classroom. So outside of the class, they are recommended to do certain things, but it's not everyone who's going to fit that into their normal daily life.
Is your academy open 7 days a week? And is it like from 8 to 5 every day, or is it open only during the times the kids are available? So it would be after school and weekends, etc.
It's mostly open after school. The only time we're open during school hours is when we do training at preschools. So we have two preschools that we are currently working with. We go to the preschool so that the children don't travel to us. Um, so that would be, it's still during the week and it's still during school hours, but we get there. I think it's called snack time or something like that. So we get that period to teach ballet in that period for them. But besides that, we're open during the after school times and on the weekends fully. So from Thursday right through till Sunday, we are open and we're at the studio.
Are there other such I mean, throughout the show, I've been saying the only ballet studio in Townships, but are you aware if there are any others operating? Have any other people from other townships approached you to perhaps start up something similar in the areas that they're living in?
I've had a lot of people reach out to me to ask that I start a program of this kind in their townships. I'd be lying if I said I've been into a studio that is in the township that is a ballet studio. I do know there are dance studios where they train a piano, the street style kind of dance, but not specifically ballet that I have been to. Most especially in my surrounding area or the townships that I'm very well aware of, I do not know of any studios that are fully operating and that provide ballet training in in the studio within a township. So, just like in Tembisa, I would I don't think I'd be lying if I said that ballet is the only studio that's there right now that trains ballet. Um, yes. So I think I'm just gonna
Specifically.
put it in that way because I'm not 100% sure. I'd be
All
honestly
right.
lying if I said it was the only in the whole time. Yeah.
Let's wrap up by talking about the challenges that you encountered when you started this journey, and then also the highlights and what is standing out for you. So, challenges, how you overcame them, and for now, highlights and looking ahead to the future.
All right. So when we started the studio, at first we had to train in my grandmother's living room because we didn't have an area that was designated to just dance classes. And we needed to raise funds in order for us to have a room or at least a place that we could call a studio. So I had to then sell my car at that time. My
Ooh.
parents had gotten me a car soon after I had finished matric. And so in that very same year, I had to let my car go so that I could be able to have some funds in order to start up the studio because at that point, there was no way that we were working and progressing in the living room. And so we had to raise as much funds as we could. And the only thing that I saw that I could sacrifice at that time was the car that I had, in order for me to be able to build the studio there. And with where we are now, I think you said the challenges. So that was one of the biggest challenge because we didn't have any facilities or any equipment that we were going to use in order for us to have a productive ballet class. So I needed to have done that. That was very necessary for me. And then you said the challenges and the progress,
And obviously the wins where
the
you're
win.
at the moment, all, having overcome the challenges, and what's the highlights now in your life?
I think the highlight right now is just seeing the studio grow and seeing it being recognized by people that I would have never thought that people were actually gonna know that there is even a dance studio in Mandela Tembisa. So the biggest highlights is also getting to know these beautiful children who are so talented, whom I didn't even know were there in the first place. So um I think that would be the biggest highlights is just getting to know these young individuals who have so much talent and that just need me to just harness and hone their talents and make it work for them. So that has been my biggest highlights, and just also I think just people being aware of the studio. I think that is one of the biggest things. I never knew that people were actually going to know about my studio one day. All I wanted was just some space where I could actually train some children to become ballerinas one day.
Well, I think you're a very brave young lady, very entrepreneurial as well, and a great example for all the young people in your immediate vicinity. And that, of course, is Tembisa Township. I salute you. I think you're
Thank
very, very brave, and I wish you much success from strength to strength. And I do hope that you are able to, in time, open up many more studios all around South Africa in the townships. God bless and go well.
thank
Goodbye.
you. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
It is exactly 12 o'clock. This is the mid morning show moving along, and we still have two more very important interviews coming up. The one is with pulmonologist, Professor Richard van Zyl-Smit, and we are going to be talking about the harms of vaping and cigarette smoking. And we will wrap up with Fatima Sidat, who is a board member of Safe Talk South Africa. We're going to be looking at suicide in young males.